Today, Sarah and I are going to make some delicious short ribs, and we'll explain to you as to how this is made. First, we're going to make a sofrito with celery, onions, carrots, and garlic, and then the herbs that we'll be using are some bay leaves and rosemary. Before we start on our sofrito, we're gonna get the rosmarino, and we're just gonna pull it back like this and chop it up nice and fine. I think this is about enough right here. And with my mezzaluna, I'm just gonna mince it. Our rosemary has been nicely minced, and we're ready to get started with the sofrito. In our preheated pan, we're going to put some olive oil in, and to this we will add the onions. As you can see, we did not mince things very well, just because later on we're going to blend it up. And here is the garlic, so we have the garlic right there, the celery, the carrots, and the onions, and we are going to let the onions become nice and translucent, and this will take about 10 minutes to just cook it down a little bit. We're just going to go ahead and add the rosemary as well, so all the wonderful oil from the rosemary can be released, and the aroma coming out from just this is amazing. Our sofrito looks amazing and smells absolutely delicious, but now we're going to take it out so that we have space to sear the meat. So braising is a two-step method of preparing meat. In a hot pan, you sear the meat, and it's called a dry heat. First, we're going to put this meat right here into the flour, kind of shake off the excess, and set it aside, and we'll do this with each piece of meat. So our friend Alessandro, who is a chef, he often made this meat. So the second method instead is going to be a wet heat, where we are going to braise it, not braise it anymore, but cook it in the braising liquid. And that will consist of the wine, the broth, and sometimes you can even use tomatoes as a part of the liquid. But this time we're going to do it without the tomatoes, and it actually turns out maybe a little bit more elegant instead of as rustic with tomatoes. Now here in the same pan that we did the sofrito, we are going to sear the meat. Let's turn the heat up just a little bit. And we'll do that on all sides. Now we're going to flip it. And do this with every piece. I wish you could smell the aroma coming out from this pan. We're going to make sure to do all the sides, so we're going to turn it even this way. That one still is sticking a bit. Okay. So all sides are seared. All sides look amazing. I'm already going to put some salt on here. A few hot pepper flakes. Some black pepper. Going to put our sofrito back in here. The bay leaf. And now the wine. The wine will also add some of this broth. It needs to be nicely covered up. We will cover it up and place it inside the oven. Oh, it smells good. We're going to place our meat in the oven, but first we will cover it up and slide it in. Now we're gonna have to be mindful to check for the liquid so that it doesn't dry out. We'll close the door. Let's check and see how our short ribs are doing. We're going to lift the lid up. And oh, look at there. Do you see it bubbling? And it's smelling so good. I don't think we need to add any more liquid, maybe just a little bit. And we'll put it back in. It is finally time to take our braised short ribs out. Let's pull them out, lift the lid up, and peek inside. Oh yes, it is time to serve our ribs. But first, we're going to get the meat out because we are going to puree this wonderful reduction in sauce. I'm gonna take all this and put it on a plate. We could totally serve it just like this, but with this stand-up mixer, we're going to cream everything up. We're going to put the meat right back in this beautiful sauce and reduction. What we did, since it was a little bit too liquidy, we added about a tablespoon of cornstarch and brought it back to a boil. And now the meat is nicely thickened up, and we are ready to serve an incredibly delicious lunch. I'm going to place a sprig of this rosemary in here, and we are going to accompany this delicious meal with this side dish of roasted potatoes. This nice piece of meat right here. Place it on our plate with this delicious sauce. And even here, we're going to put a little sprig of rosemary on. And then we will add some of these beautiful roasted potatoes to it as well. And this is going to be an absolutely delicious lunch. It might not look the most beautiful, but I can guarantee it is absolutely delicious. Let's see. Oh wow, look at there. It's falling apart and it looks so delicious. Buon appetito!